Typhoon Rippa brings damage to different parts of the city. And hundreds of flights canceled, affecting some 100,000 passengers. Good evening and welcome to TVB News. The number 8 southeast gale with storm signal and the thunderstorm warning are now in force. As Typhoon Rippa is moving further away from Hong Kong, the observatory will replace the number 8 signal with a strong wind signal number 3 at 7:40 p.m. The weather forecaster issued the number 10 hurricane signal at 9:20 this morning. It was later downgraded to a number 8 signal at 4:10 p.m. While Rippa is leaving Hong Kong, southeasterly winds are still affecting parts of the territory. The intense rain bands of Rippa will bring heavy squally showers to the vicinity of the Pearl River Delta tonight and tomorrow. There were devastating scenes in various parts of the city as Typhoon Rippa hit the city earlier today. Samantha Lee reports.
At the crack of dawn, the seas at Heng Fa Chun were very rough as waves kept smashing against the seawall. Typhoon Rippa brought with it the city's first hurricane signal in 2 years, with gusty winds and heavy rain. Also a breathtaking scene, a tower crane swinging amidst the gales. Strong winds across the harbor in Hong Kong too. Despite warnings by the observatory, some residents venture out to chase the wind.
I want to measure how the wind is. How strong is the wind?
I've always wanted to feel a hurricane, a typhoon. I've been watching the trees to make sure nothing's blowing at me, but and then there's a couple times I had to hold on a little bit.
Located near the center of the Victoria Harbour, Hong Kong Pier is one of the windiest places around. Earlier, the strong wind has blown off part of the metal cover of the pier. Fortunately, the broken pieces did not injure anyone.
Also heavily battered by the storm was Cyclone. Boats kept shaking amidst the waves. This man said his boss had moved his vessel away from the shore to avoid any damage. He added that the storm was not as strong as he expected. Some parasols were blown away by strong winds, although many ship owners had tied it with ropes. Samantha Lee, TVB News.
Authorities have received at least 471 reports of downed trees, and 26 injured people were taken to hospital emergency wards as Typhoon Rippa battered the region. Earlier today, a ferry floating in Victoria Harbour crashed into a pier in Kennedy Town under hurricane signal number 10. Danny Zhou has more.
Police received a report at around 10 a.m. saying a vessel was adrift in turbulent waters about 300 meters by Kennedy Town swimming pool. Pounded by strong winds, the 3-decker sightseeing cruise passenger ship kept moving and eventually collided with its Kennedy Town China Merchants Pier. No injuries were reported initially. Meanwhile, gusts blew down a lamppost on Tin Kau Bridge in the direction of Tai Lon Tunnel. All lanes on the bridge were subsequently closed, and engineering crews have been dispatched to assist in repair work. In Cheung Kwan O, this pennant-shaped decoration, which is believed to have been placed in a roundabout planter on Po Hon Road, was swept down to the ground with fractured surface and a broken nose. Traffic turmoil is seen on Wan Po Road, where wind gusts bent multiple traffic lights, knocking out their signals on the crossroads near Tai Chik Sha Fire Station. A tree near Po Lam Road North suddenly collapsed onto the front of a TVB news car. And a huge scaffolding can be seen falling down in North Point after the storm ripped it from a high-rise building. It crushed 4 vehicles, but no one was injured. Danny Zhou, TVB News.
Some residents were injured by shattered windows in Cheung Sha Wan during the storm. The observatory issued the red rainstorm warning for over an hour, and the Drainage Services Department received at least 4 reports of flooding. Danny Jo has the story.
At about 10 o'clock this morning, a large glass window in the unit on floor 8 of the flat in Cheungsha 1 suddenly broke, sending fragments all over the windowsill and the platform. The residents clogged the hole with a big mattress. She said they did not tape the window because previous typhoons like Magnute and Hartau didn't cause such damage. The window was already broken by the time she woke up to see the hurricane signal number 10 had been issued. She was slightly injured from the shattered debris and wore a pair of sneakers to attend to the mess. Meanwhile, the Drainage Services Department received at least 4 flood reports. There was flooding at a roundabout in Yau Tong. The car broke down at around 4 p.m. Almost half of the car was submerged in water as the driver pushed the vehicle in the rain. The entire Le Yunmun Road nearby was flooded. Some people cleared the debris from the ditch with bare hands. In the black spot at Longchen Road in Wangta Sin, there was again flooding. Private cars struggled to drive through. Even some pavements were flooded. Danny Jo, TVB News.
Meanwhile, flights gradually resumed at Hong Kong International Airport during the afternoon. Scores of passengers who initially planned on heading to the airport remained stuck in the Hong Kong MTR station owing to the earlier suspension of Airport Express services. The Airport Express did not immediately resume operations after the gale storm signal was issued because debris left on the train tracks needed to be removed. Many who had to rush for their flights resorted to taxis, but most had to wait in long queues. This as the first Airport Express train departed at 6 p.m. Meanwhile, the airport authority said more than 500 flights were canceled today, affecting some 100,000 passengers. Some 100 flights were resumed as of 6 this evening, with airport authorities adding that they will need 2 to 3 days to rearrange affected flights. Japanese voters headed to the polls today in a tightly contested upper house election that could unleash political turmoil. Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba's coalition need at least 50 seats to retain control of the 248-seat chamber, with half of the seats up for grabs. Immigration concerns and rising prices threaten to weaken Ishiba's grip on power. Nasfi Karim with more.
Voters are out in force in Japan as Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba chases a modest goal. He's targeting only 50 seats from the upper house parliamentary elections on Sunday. Added to the 75 he already has, 125 seats for the coalition led by his Liberal Democratic Party and the Komeito Party is enough to maintain a majority. The coalition had lost the more powerful lower house last October amid public frustration at soaring prices, stagnant incomes and social security payments. Ishiba is also feeling the heat from potential 25% tariffs threatened by US President Donald Trump on August 1st, with the two countries so far unable to secure a negotiated deal. Failure to secure a majority will put more pressure on his leadership. Emerging as a major threat is the right-wing Sansai-Ito party, which has an anti-foreigner agenda and wants to curb immigration, oppose foreign capital inflows and reverse gender equality programs. Office worker Satoko Takashima said foreign investors are buying up property and making it difficult for Japanese people to afford homes. She sees it as a moral issue and hopes proper regulations are put in place for foreign investors. Some analysts say Ishiba faces a choice between sacrificing his leadership position and compromising on policy with some opposition parties. Many Japanese, though, say foreigners are important to the well-being of the local economy. Self-employed Daiichi Nasu said foreign labor is necessary, especially amid a labor shortage. He also said Japan should be more open to accepting refugees. Office worker Yuko Chuji said the current political situation is chaotic and she would therefore vote for the candidates who don't fuel division. Ruled by the LDP for most of the post-war period, Japan has so far avoided major social division. Ishiba and his voter base are hoping to keep it that way. Nazri Karim, TVB News.
And still ahead, torrential rain in South Korea over the past few days led to 14 deaths, some people still missing. And Hunan Embroidery ready for the global stage. Torrential rain that slammed South Korea for 5 days have left 14 people dead and 12 others missing. More than 3,800 people have been evacuated from their homes. According to government officials, heavy rain alerts have mostly been lifted throughout the country. One person died on Sunday after a house collapsed during heavy rain, and another person was found dead after being swept away by a swollen stream in Gapyeong, northeast of Seoul. Officials say 8 people were discovered dead and 6 others were reported missing in the southern town of Sancheong on Saturday. Last week, 3 people were found dead in a submerged car, and a person was killed when their vehicle was buried by soil and concrete in Ulsan, south of Seoul. Southern regions of the country have received up to 800 millimeters of rain since Wednesday. Hunan's Embroidery, recognized as one of China's 4 famous embroidery styles, is a national intangible cultural heritage icon. A mother-daughter duo is revitalizing this traditional craft with innovative approaches. Sakura Ip has more from Changsha.
In this double-sided work, a lioness rests with her newborn cubs in a grassy area. On the other side, the lions transformed into a group of foxes beside their mother. This amazing art is the unique double-sided embroidery from Hunan. Li Yan, a grandmaster of the heritage, said foreigners find the technique magical. She reveals that the secret lies in concealing the threads at the back while embroidering both sides. After graduating, Li joined the Xiang Embroidery Research Institute, where she participated in restoring ancient Xiang embroidery unearthed at Mawangdui, a heritage site over 2,000 years old. Needles and threads serve as the embroiderer's brushes and colors, she said. Also a trained oil painter, she has integrated oil painting techniques with embroidery to modernize the craft. This striking tiger is created using a unique technique known as pengmao threading, meaning fluffy hair. The original piece was auctioned in Hong Kong for 2.8 million Hong Kong dollars. This technique is also applied to plants and landscapes.
The embroidery next to me captured the scenery of Zhangjiajie, one of the iconic attractions in Hunan. This is a replicate work. The original piece measures 3 meters by 7 meters. It took a team of 30 to 40 embroiderers 6 months to complete. It has been showcased in the Great Hall of the People since 2012.
Meanwhile, Li's daughter Chang Ni is starting an evolution for the craft. As a product designer educated in France, she has adapted this centuries-old craft for fashion accessories, such as earrings and handbags that can sell as luxury items. Chang Ni, who's the founder of Yanxiang Embroidery, said her designs require a lower entry barrier for the skill, as currently fewer than 10 people in Hunan can stitch a complete tiger. She hopes to collaborate with international brands to bring Hunan embroidery to the global stage. Sakura, TVB News, Hunan.
And that's the news. Thanks for watching.